Like, you know, you have to make sure that do people really want it? And I'm not talking about a couple of people that come to a barbecue or that get a food. I'm talking about proper consent. It's the same thing with anything. This would be, we're living in a democratic society still.
I agree.
And so this is a company. It's really a private. It's a private industry. So you have an interest. You want to get this. Fair enough. But since actually I want to say at least 500,000 people will be affected. Let's say half of the province. It's a huge watershed. You need the consent of the people. And I'm not saying you and the government should be the one bridging this, but if they're not doing it, you cannot go ahead without feeling good about yourself and feeling good about that what you're doing is proper.
Well,
that would be my as a citizen.
I understand that, Julia, but we've been here a year and a half now. We're into the communities. We're talking to as many people as we can. We're doing open houses. We're offering to do webinars and whatnot, and we'll do our end of that.
Yeah.
But the question is, if the province is going to say we want exploration or we want mining in this province, and let's say that we've got that, because we have regulations that say that we want that.
You're responding to our government.
But you can't get a mining company in, have them find a discovery, and then kick them off the island after and say, no, we don't want mining. So are we going to have development or are we not going to have development?
Well, you're obviously having your case of left and right hand, not talking, and are we living in a democratic system? You're actually the one right now challenging this because you have a government doing one thing and the people are not giving their consent. If you ask around, you will have, and it's fine if you do public meetings. I'm not putting you now on the spot to say.
No, I understand.
But as an industry, if I were you, how do you do that? You go.
How do we go to 500,000 people? Do we have a referendum?
Referendum, of course. You ask government because it's going to cost you way more later down the road.
How big a project do you have to trigger a referendum?
If people boycott your products, you're going to be hurting way more
people. There's a big difference between educating people and going out to community meetings and getting proper consent from the people that are going to be affected.
The risk to the water is too big, and too big a problem that we can't. Yes, it does need to be a referendum.
Yeah.
And maybe it needs to be not necessarily one industry, but maybe all these kinds of industries that are going, and there's no way that they're not going to pollute the water. You know it's going to happen.
But how do we determine the size of a project that warrants a referendum? Do we referendum everything then?
Any type of industry that is
any type of industry that has a large impact. If you make a new wastewater facility here, you know, you will have an impact of a radius of something, you know, you have to get permission from your neighbors. If I want to make if I want to put cows in my garden, I have to ask my neighbors if they like the smell. Well, this is the same thing. In your case, we don't even know, like Mark pointed out, how large the aquifer is. We don't even haven't mapped it. But we can infer it goes all the way along the Nashwauk, St. John, all the way to St. John. So this is a huge chunk of land. All the people living on it are in some way stakeholders in the larger area around it. So the thing is, and I understand in a way from your side, it's not really your ball, but the thing is, the relationship with the government, but it is because you're gonna, but your company.
I live in Hervey, and my family of 5 generations from Woodlands.
There you go.
And Stanley.
You have a stake in it. And the other thing is though, so Northcliff is going to invest. They're going to put some money in it. Well, the thing is, people are going to start boycotting this, right? If it really comes to the level, right now people don't even know about it. I don't blame you. Said you did a Millville, you did a Juniper, you did a Stanley meeting. Well, these are, how many people do you think would have now known about this? 1,000 people? 2,000 people? People in Fredericton have no clue about it. People in the other cities, and all along the rivers, they don't even know. Season Brook, Northcliff, what is that? So, you can say we've had 3 meetings, or we will have 3 more. Fair enough, but it's not good enough.
I'm not saying that's a definitive either. I'm not saying that is a definitive statement, that that's all we've done or that's all we're doing.
Well, but as
apparently people think marriage don't count because you had an information there as well, right?
You didn't, no?
They did do an information session there, but I do believe that he does not have consent from Chief Canadace Hall to go ahead on policy territory.
So one thing is to get information, as you pointed out, and the other one is to get consent. They're completely 2 different things.
And I know he doesn't have consent from Chief Canadace Hall.
And the corporation can't leave out, it's one thing to say, well, this is what we're going to bring, and this is the lovely things that are going to happen here. And I looked at your coloring books, and it doesn't talk about the chemicals that these people are going to be subjected to. So those things have to be added to the, these are the risks. This could be the benefits, but these are the real risks. And we need to weigh those.
And those discussions, because we're in the process of feasibility and environmental impact assessment, all those answers aren't out yet, but they will be out.
But you know what the answers are. You know what chemicals you use. You know what the processes are.
No, we don't. The metallurgy is not.
This is the first time that you've done that?
No, it's not the first time.
The metallurgy in this.
It's the last one.
You just said this has been here forever, for a long, long time.
The metallurgy is not specific. The metallurgy is not specific, and I can prove that.
But I'm willing to bet that there's some chemicals that are used in every project that you.
Well, there's no question. Absolutely, they're listed in the project description.